Welcome to Chromatic Roses, where a couple of Midwest women cultivate a community at the D&T table. I'm Caitie.
And I'm Soren, and this week we're vibing and thriving, and Soren didn't take notes. And Soren has a clicky pen that she's going to get in trouble for.
So you do it 1,000,000 times? She said, this is going to actively get me in trouble. Let me do it a bunch.
Let me show you. So we're vibing and thriving today. This kind of episode historically is one of our least watched episodes, but we literally have a couple friends who tell us how much they enjoy them, so we're going to keep doing them.
You are going to have to put down that pen.
No.
Oh.
Hi, George.
That's unusual. This is a weird day,
We have a guest appearance by the one and only George.
Why you don't touch anything? Hey, buddy.
We're gonna vibe and thrive today. Just as a reminder for anyone who's new here, vibes are things that we're literally vibing with in the recent past to present. And then thrives are either wins or key takeaways that were positive in our past as well. So not quite a vibe, but something that has boosted us recently.
This vibe is my first vibe is that my cat is doing some weird shit that he doesn't usually do. This has never happened.
He says, I'm so interested. Can I sit on that windowsill?
I wouldn't not be as hyper fixated on this if this was a normal occurrence.
But he doesn't jump on your desk ever.
What are we doing, fam?
He had enough of a landing pad, I guess.
I mean, this part of the desk is always like this. So.
Can you hear me through Katie's headphones, George? You know your friends on the other side of the headphones, don't? Oh.
Hi, bud.
Can I sit in your lap?
Do you wanna snuggle, my guy? No? Okay.
Just looking. Well, this is a treat for everyone who watches the episode. Enjoy George while you can, because it probably won't happen again for a while.
Do you want me to go first since you're whiling out over there?
Yeah, since I'm winging it this week.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go first.
Well, my first vibe is Jedi Fallen Order.
That's fair.
I finished it recently, and by finished it, I mean I played through the story. I need to, there's a bunch of shit that I missed.
I was going to say, I saw you online, maybe earlier in the week you were playing it, and I was like, I thought you finished that game.
I was playing Jedi Survivor.
Oh, okay,
which is the sequel. Okay, now
gotcha.
Right.
Oh.
If you're going to do it, I need you to commit. Okay. So it is a Souls-like Star Wars game.
Okay.
And that basically, I mean, I could look up the definition of Souls-like. It basically is like Dark Souls, right? Or Elden Ring, where the game saves at little
critical moments.
bonfires that you can sit at. There's skill trees. When you go to one of those bonfire things, you can heal there, but then all of the enemies respawn. It's just kind of they have a notoriety for being kind of punishing games. They're hard.
Masochist gamers like these games.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. This is just not going to work out. Thanks.
Bye, George.
Took my fucking wire with it.
Hey,
so yeah, they are relatively punishing, but I should start by saying I have not played Dark Souls or Elden Ring, although I've been told that I should. So this is my first foray into any Souls-like game. And one thing that I liked about it is that there are difficulty settings, which I'm not sure is true in other Souls games. I think there might be on some of those, really hard ones, it's this, and you have to either play it at this level or you don't play it. This one had a story mode. I want to say Jedi Knight, Jedi Master, Jedi Grandmaster. And the Grandmaster one is dumb. How hard it is. It's the hard is so hard.
It's a normal Souls-like game difficulty.
Yeah. Well, I think that technically the normal setting is supposed to be the Jedi Master level. Jedi Knight is supposed to be like easy. Story mode is like for babies. And then Grandmaster is like for really hard things. I obviously did story mode.
Sure.
I tried to do Jedi Knight, which just was like the easy version. And I ran into like, so part of what happens is if you get defeated by an enemy, it like takes all of your like most recently earned XP and like stuff. And then you have to go back and at least hit that enemy to get all that stuff back. So it's like you lose all your loot. And if you go and hit them, then you gain your loot back that you lost. And so it was like the first level, and it was like a boss type enemy. And I kept dying. And I was getting really frustrated and making sounds of frustration. And Sam came up here and he was like watched the like death animation, and on the like respawn screen it has like those tips on the bottom, and it was like, you're always welcome to change the difficulty at any time to story mode.
And you went
and he's like, I think it's giving you a hint. And I was like,
shut up.
Okay. So I did, and it was much more enjoyable.
Good.
So yeah, no, it's fun. The combat like choreography is very fun to watch. Like there's parry timing in these games, and that's part of like the whole thing. So if you parry at the right time, and then the hit that you get after the parry ends up being like this cool, like you flip him over your back and like stab him with your lightsaber, or like cut him in half, or something like that. So yeah, it's very fun. I've been on a like little Star Wars kick lately.
You have.
And I just have, I don't know, it's giving the like Jedi vibe that I wanted. I talked to my dad lately, told him I was playing Jedi Fallen Order, and he was like, cool. He was just like, I just am not, like, the Jedi stuff never does it for me. I'm more of like, I forget what word he used, but he likes the like Han Solo, like rogue people more. And I was like, cannot relate. Like, it's the Jedi or bust for me.
I want the cool light stick.
Right. Like, I don't get it.
Well, your dad is like always contrarian to like the mainstream. So
he also doesn't like, he was likening it to what he would pick for D&D characters, which he is like very much not a magic guy. In fact, he would prefer to create, we had a whole conversation about it, creating worlds where magic is scarce or hard to come by. So like anybody who uses magic, he was making a case for anybody that uses magic has to have a patron that like gives them their magic, kind of a thing. And I was like, that sounds boring as hell. I want magic.
Like, really? I find it fascinating.
Anyway, so that was my first vibe, Jedi Fallen Order. It's a good game. You should play it. I'm only a little bit into Survivor. It's also, I think, fine. I think Survivor has less good reviews than Fallen Order, but I don't know. I don't care about that as much. So I'm just playing it because I like lightsabers and Jedi. I don't know.
Yeah. So my first vibe, I like looked around my room to be like, what am I vibing with? And I was like, I should pull up Pinterest and I should see what the hell I've been pinning a shit ton recently, because that usually points in the right direction. And I didn't pull up Pinterest, but I did remember.
Pull up Pinterest in here.
Up in here, you know what I mean? In my mind palace. And for the last couple weeks / months, I've been reading through a manga series that I started last year. It's called The Apothecary Diaries. And every friend who enjoys anime, I don't know, have you watched it?
No.
Okay. I figure it's probably not Sam's vibe, so that probably means it's not yours.
When
it comes to like,
Sam is usually
on the TV today.
Sam is usually the one that tells us what we're watching. Not in like a this is
nope. It's a hey, anime is cool, but I don't actively seek it out all the time for you. It's like oh cool, you put a cool story on the screen for me. Yeah, I'll watch this.
But
so the Apothecary Diaries, started reading it. It was originally a light novel, which I'll explain unless you know what a light novel is.
I'm assuming it's like a novella, like a short one.
Kind of, sort of. So it was a light novel first, and then it became a manga, and now it's an anime. So a light novel is literally like a novella, but it tends to have like fully illustrated pages like every chapter or so, like just one. So it's just like an illustration that gets thrown in there for the sake of like pretty illustration of the characters and whatnot.
Sure.
But it's a popular type of like short story form in Japan. So light novel first, then manga, and I've been reading the manga, and the art style is super cool. It's it's basically like the joke that I heard about like if I had to sum this story up really easy, it's an unbothered queen who solves a bunch of mysteries, and by unbothered queen I just mean like a girly pop that doesn't give two shits.
Great.
Solves a bunch of mysteries for a very pretty boy.
Wow. Great.
But it's set in medieval China, from what I understand. And so main character gets kidnapped and like basically sold off to a palace to become like a servant. And then she eventually becomes a lady in waiting. And there's a bunch of like politics and other intrigue that gets mixed up with it. But she is unique in that she's an apothecary. So it's literally, TJ and I were making the joke that it feels like CSI China. Like forensic science China, essentially. Yeah. So she uses her experience as an apothecary to help solve mysteries. And then like people slowly get wind that she is like super smart and able to like parse out mysteries and issues and whatnot. So they all come find her. Sure. But yeah, it's very endearing. It's very cute and sweet. But there's also some moments that I've been reading that have actually like spooked me, just in a really interesting way. And TJ and I started watching the anime because I really wanted to try to read through as much as I could before we started. But now we've blown past where I'm reading through, so I have to catch up. But I've been vibing with that.
That's great.
Yeah, that was my first one. What's your next one?
Here we go. It's acai bowls.
What the?
What?
I don't know. Well, that's not true. That could come out of you. Yeah, go on.
There's a place down in South Lincoln that is called Everbowl.
Okay.
Every time I say it, I think of the play song Evergirl, and I start singing that in my head. If you're of the 2000s in your childhood and you were an Evergirl fan, there was like a whole website, and Play had wrote and sung the theme song, and I was pretty obsessed with it while it was alive. Anyway, doesn't matter. That's not what I'm talking about. Everbowl. It's like a franchise, but it has like acai bowls. That's like the whole thing.
Where all the soccer moms go for their acai bowls?
Like the teenage influencers. And probably the soccer moms. I don't know. But I mean, so for those who don't live in Lincoln, South Lincoln is more of like an affluent section of the town. Lincoln's not large. It's a moderately sized city. And you can get pretty much anywhere in about 30 minutes if you needed to. But South Lincoln tends to be the like richer part of town. Southwest is the high school down there, and it's nicknamed, at least back in my day, it was nicknamed Von Mar High. So it's like you can draw whatever conclusions you want to draw about that. Not everybody who lives in South Lincoln is hella rich, but like
it's true.
Not everybody. There are the hella rich, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Not everybody is hella rich, but they do exist down there. Anywho, we're talking about acai bowls.
Yeah, we
are. So this last week, and this will come up later, was like the week from hell for me, scheduling wise. And there were a couple of times when I wanted something to eat that was like relatively fast, but also wasn't a burger, or like a salad that I was going to have to try to like eat in the car, like that kind of a thing. And so I had seen this place. I'd driven past this place and was intrigued because anytime we get something new in Lincoln, it feels like a special occasion.
Yeah.
And so I looked it up and it looked like honestly pretty good, and like healthier than the alternative.
Yeah.
And so I just went ahead and ordered. The first one I got actually wasn't an acai bowl. It was like one of their other ones. It had like chocolate and peanut butter in it and all this kind of stuff, but it also had bananas and dates and blueberries and whatever. But I did not know. So I had at that point never had an acai bowl in my life. And what I did not know is that the quote unquote nutritional base that is the bulk of what you're eating is like basically ice cream.
Oh, sure.
So, I mean, it's like not as bad ice cream. Like it's not legitimately ice cream, but it's a cream-based frozen thing.
Got it.
And I think it has like coconut in it, which I did not realize. I am generally not a fan of coconut. I don't mind the flavor, but I don't like the like texture of like coconut strips and stuff like that.
Sure.
So it wasn't that big of a deal, but I ate it and it was good and it was refreshing and it had like fresh bananas in it and it had peanut butter drizzle and like dates. And so like I could kind of feel good about what I was eating without having to do a lot of work for it. Then the second time I got it was the day of recital and I got an actual acai bowl with peanut butter on it. And it was, again, like had like some strawberries and blueberries and bananas and peanut butter drizzle and granola. And so like, it just like was relatively filling, but I could feel relatively good about the stuff I was eating. Yeah. So I'm just like kind of excited that that exists in Lincoln because I feel like that's something that everybody and their dog can get in either coast. But it's harder to get in the Midwest because we're always the last to get this kind of stuff.
And everyone thinks our favorite food is brown.
Right. So I don't know. It's just like a nice alternative to fast food salads and stuff like that.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw my face get gigantic. I was just looking at the pricing.
I mean,
I haven't looked at the bowls though. Like if you're going to yeah. I think this is like looking at the pricing, this is about what I would expect for something like this. It is not something that I'm going to go get like every day by any means, but like if you're looking for something that will also like fill the crap out of your stomach, like I'm thinking about all that fiber, you're going to be full as hell.
Right.
But yeah. Their large bowl, though, holy crap, $15.
Yeah, I didn't get their large bowl.
Sure.
That's part of it. I only got the regular one. I didn't need anything more than that, honestly.
Right. Well, I'm imagining like who on earth needs that size?
I mean, and like the regular one was not small. I mean, it was like relatively big. I'm trying to. Sorry, I want to pull up the.
Look good too. I'm looking at their pitaya smoothie, and I'd be interested to know whatever the base is that you're talking about.
The nutritional base. If you just type like Everbowl nutritional base, it'll tell you more about them. I mean, truly, they are ice cream.
Ever wonder what's really in our food? So do we, all the time. So we've made it easy to find the facts behind the food.
Huh?
Really? Because I could not find this when I was on your normal website. So
yeah, their website's a little odd. Like if you really want to do anything, it's because it's a franchise. Like I think their website is a little decentralized.
Yeah, I guess I had opened up their menus and all I'm getting is menus, locations, unevolve, catering, franchise, skill bridge.
Yeah.
Is it under skill bridge? What is it?
No, I don't know. When I wanted to look it up, I literally put Everbowl nutritional base nutritional information, and it eventually pulled up.
And then it gives you the website link where it's everbowl.com/nutritionals. I'm like, why can't people get to this more easily?
So the first time I got the perfect date, which the first two ingredients that are listed are always their nutritional bases. So it's cacao wow and cocoa love. And then there's granola, peanut butter, banana, blueberries, and dates. The second time I got the PB Everbowl, which is the acai nutritional base granola, peanut butter, banana, strawberry, and blueberry. And yeah, so the regular size is $11.49. And I never got anything extra. I think the first time I got a mango tea as like an extra thing, but then you can like add a bunch of other stuff. You can add more fruit. You can add bee pollen. You can add flax seeds. You can add other nut butters, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They've got one version. I don't remember where. Oh, it's their whatever bowls. Okay. Which I think is just like fully customizable. So you can decide what your nutritional base is. You can decide your fruits, superfoods, all that kind of stuff. Is it like overpriced? Yeah. But when my options sometimes when I'm on the go is fast food burger, fast food sandwich, fast food salad, or like something like this, there are times when I would prefer something like this.
Yeah. Oh, you don't have to justify it by any means, because like if this gives you, I guess for me, what I'm thinking is like, can I not have a stomach ache for getting like fast food? Because sometimes I get stomach aches from like so much greasy food, especially after having surgery. Right. And I don't want to feel like, I don't know, sluggish and dead after I eat the food. This makes sense. And are you paying for convenience? Yeah, probably. But like you said, it was a week from hell. Right. And sometimes paying for convenience can be far more helpful and like in a way accommodating when you're just trying to get through.
They also super know their market, right?
Cool.
They put like, they put it in the affluence part of Lincoln that is willing to pay $11 for a ice cream bowl.
Yeah.
They also have avocado toast. So
the millennials will go flocking.
You can get pints of their nutritional bases, which is what tells you that they're ice cream. Nutritional base is a fancy word for ice cream.
I was going to say, that's such a weird phrase.
Nutritional.
But also, I saw, so we've got tapioca sugar, acai puree. Locust bean gum is normal for, stabilizer. Sunflower. Yeah, so like, yes, it's some kind of, it's a way healthier version of an ice cream. It's still packed with sugar, but like fruit is sugar. So like,
the one that I looked up originally was when I got that perfect date, which is not acai based. It's cacao wow and cocoa love, which that is more, chocolate and coconut and cream.
Yeah, those ones I saw the coconut cream listed as like one of those top ingredients, which makes sense.
Yeah. Anywho,
I want to try a smoothie. I'm not a huge smoothie bowl person. But I'd be interested in trying a smoothie because their mango one looks good and their pitaya one looks good. The issue I will always have with smoothies is I don't like bananas. Oh. And that's an awesome ingredient to put in a smoothie to make it smooth.
Yeah. I like most fruit. There is very little that you can show me fruit-wise that I'm going to be like, gross.
I don't know where it happened. Like my mom told me growing up that like they would call me a little monkey. I used to eat bananas constantly. And I don't know what switch flipped, but at some point the texture just became disgusting to me. And now I love it in bread. I love like banana flavored things sometimes, but like it's a texture thing with bananas. I feel the same way about some melon fruits. I like watermelon sometimes, but there are certain days, can't freaking explain it. There are some days where the texture is gross.
Sure.
Anyway.
What's your next one? I'm dying to know.
Oh, yeah?
Well, she leaves out her room.
What am I into right now? I am going to pull up my Pinterest now. Shut up. For anyone who, I find this so interesting. Like, I don't find it interesting. I know who I am. Okay. I am a prolific, like, categorizer and, like, organizer of, like, information, whether it be cute things that I like or, like, quotes from things or memes. Like, I love having boxes to put them all in and go back to them. And I feel the same way about, like, I mean, Pinterest really is probably one of my favorite platforms that's ever existed. So here we are. Let's go look at what I've most recently pinned.
Okay.
I know what my vibe is. I need to go grab something for this.
Okay.
Can you give me one moment?
Oh, okay.
Boop, boop. A few moments later.
Okay. So my next vibe has been twofold. Both trying to push through my current sketchbook that I'm working on. And it has been working with a new medium that I recently got into in the last like month or so. I recently bought alcohol markers.
Nice.
And they're so cool and I love them. I bought alcohol markers, I don't know, like probably 2017, 2018 when I got back into drawing and I got interested again in illustrating. And I just kind of went, I bought them like without any rhyme or reason, didn't think about colors that would look good together. I was seriously at the beginning of my like journey with learning a new medium. And so I didn't really like them. They didn't really bring me the results I wanted, blah, blah, blah. Fast forward several years, lots of drawing practice later, and a completely like different skill set. I bought myself, instead of just buying like one at a time, I bought that whole set of alcohol markers. And it's been so fun and so freeing to sketch with them and to color with them and to make a really big, colorful sketch layouts with them. So I've been trying to fill up this sketchbook before, we'll see when this episode comes out, but I've been trying to fill this sketchbook up before July 10th because that is when I started it last year. I think I've told Caitie this story already. But since I got the alcohol markers, I had been watching a couple of artists online that really inspired me to try to expand or like approach my sketching practice differently. And instead of keeping all of my sketches really small, let's see, I can give you an example. Instead of keeping things super small and, always got to figure out how to do this. Keeping things small, not really adding much to them, but practicing nonetheless, but never really fully coloring in my sketches, just kind of leaving them this way. They really inspired me to like think big and like just start putting color down and like enjoy the process. And so I've been doing that and it has been so fun. So like I made some Jell-O. I made some really cool birds. I painted clouds.
Wow.
Like very fun. Just a lot of cool stuff. I've never like worked with alcohol markers in this way. I've just learned so much from playing around with them and trying something new. And I think you'll like this one.
Whoa.
But
butterfly.
Yeah, I have been practicing so many techniques that I've never really tried before. So I've been dominantly using alcohol markers and then colored pencils together, just in different layers, different formats, and it's been really fun. And now I am actually getting really close to finishing up this sketchbook. Like I've just got a little bit left and I think I can get there. The thing about alcohol markers though is that they do bleed through the page.
Sure.
So like when you're working with them, like you will see it on the other side. So that also is taking up space in my sketchbook, but I've been using those backside pages for like warm-ups and stuff where I'm just like drawing plain lines or practicing curves or perspective, and that's been really nice to have just a different approach to my sketchbook, and I've really been enjoying it. And this week I drew bleeding heart flowers. Have you ever seen these? I love these flowers. They're so cool.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a vibe. I've been just filling up my sketchbook and playing with alcohol markers.
That's great. That's a good one.
It's been fun.
My last one is, I think, relatively short. It's just Pinewood season.
Yay! Oh, she's like, that's it.
That's it. So if you haven't heard me talk about it before, there's a community theater that I've been a part of for, well, most of my life at this point. In various ways. I was in 12 shows and at this theater, and then now I'm on the board of directors. And it's just like always a mental shift when we get to like May, June to like shift into Pinewood season. Yeah. And a lot of people come together to make a thing happen. And we try to make it as big and as exciting as possible each summer. So, and I got to watch their first full run through, which, I mean, it's June 7th as we're recording this right now. Having a full run through on June 6th when they started on May 19th is that's crazy. It's due to like scheduling necessities, but it's just like, I can't imagine having a full show in the first part of June. At this point, normally, like usually, they are just getting through their first week of choreography. Mm-hmm. Now, they started a week earlier than typical.
Right.
But they've got a full show blocked and choreographed. And now they're going to take this next week to like start to go slower through each of those things and start to like work on each of those things.
That's great.
But I mean, aside from people like remembering choreography and like spots and like cleaning, obviously, I mean, they've got a show top to bottom.
Mm-hmm. You got the skeleton made.
Right. So it was it's so funny. We're doing Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat this summer. And I only saw that show one other time at another community theater in Lincoln. And like, I don't know, it's just so funny. Like if you get the right people to be the brothers, it's hilarious. They just get to be dumb the whole time. Like, it's just like over the top. Like,
how the hell silly. Do you spell chauffeur?
the guys that they have doing the hoedown, because they're also like doing it differently. So like not like they split up solos among more brothers, and the narrator is split up amongst all of the brothers' wives.
Right.
But the guys that they have doing like the hoedown, so funny.
I'm excited.
So hilarious. I also got to watch Canaan Days last night. Mm-hmm. Again, so funny. Potiphar, funniest thing you'll ever see in your life. It's just like, and I didn't even get to see our friend Sean, who's playing Jacob and Pharaoh. I can only imagine. I saw him learn the Pharaoh song, which is like an Elvis thing if you're unaware or unfamiliar with the show. And there's like a moment they've got built in there for him to do crowd work.
Oh.
And it's going to be so hilarious. It's going to be so funny.
I'm really excited.
And then they started staging Megamix last night, which is like their curtain call finale. And they're going to have a moment, like a little spoilers, but I don't know, I guess come to Pinewood and you can see it yourself. They have a moment built in where Joseph is going to say, like, let's light it up, Pinewood. And if they've purchased their glow sticks, all the kids can break glow sticks and like dance with the Joseph cast. It's
That's
just like,
so fun.
It's so fun. It's so fun. I think it's going to be a lot of the sentiment I heard about Joseph going into this was like, like it's like nobody's super favorite show unless you are really into religion. You know what I mean? Like I hear like it's like every person I've talked to who like I have categorized as a religious person is like, oh my God, I love Joseph. And then every other person I've talked to is like, I mean, it's fine. Like, it's just kind of a silly show, but like it's fine.
It is a silly show.
But I think this is going to be like maybe the most endearing version of Joseph anyone will ever see.
Aww, so, I'm excited.
Anyway, Pinewood season. You don't have to have a third one if you don't have.
No, I'm working.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, no, this is a vibe. So, on Monday this week, I took a mental health day, and I was at home. Like Caitie mentioned, it was the week from hell. I didn't have nearly the same level of schedule that she did, but I had just a lot of social uptime that I just haven't had in a while, and it really took it out of me. And I had a migraine, and I like knew that I needed to slow down, so I took a mental health day. And I casually watched some anime in the background, but I also started piecing together a sewing pattern that I've had printed but not taped and cut for, I don't know, like 6 months or so. And so I put it all together, and I haven't gotten my fabric out to cut the pieces yet, but the vibe is I really just enjoyed the process of assembling it, cutting it out, like getting it ready for when I'm ready for the next step. And it was just a really nice way to spend like a mental like recovery day. I just got to like be quiet and like let anime play in the background and like cut out very basic shapes. It's kind of like kindergarten nap time. But it was awesome. And now I have my pattern ready to go for when I do have some more time that I can sit down and cut out all my fabric pieces. And yeah, so I'm a little closer to getting that done.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
We love
so that is
mental health. I'm looking forward to taking one of those.
Yeah, you of all people need to take one of those.
I can feel in the last couple of days, I can start to feel my body like wanting to get sick. Like I have a little bit of a sickness this morning, and I'm just like, we can't. Like we literally can't.
It's sitting there like looking at you going,
lock it the fuck in. Like we don't have time for this. So someday we'll see. Let's roll with it, shall we?
Shall.
All right.
We roll.
We are on the Would You Rather D&D. We got a 2.
Yeah.
We've done that already. We got an 11. If you were starting a new character and it had to be an elf, what version of elf would it be? And then it says skip to the bottom for the current 5e list.
Oh, okay. I was like, what?
Elf, half-elf, Eladrin, sea elf, Shadar Kai, which is Shadowfell dark elf, or astral elf.
Easy peasy. Sea elf.
Oh. Okay.
What? What?
I didn't realize it was so simple.
Well, I mean, like if I had time to sit and like stew in all of those, I might change my mind. But I heard sea elf, which gets me closer to mermaid, which gets me closer to my goals. So I'm gonna take sea elf.
Sure.
Now I'm gonna look it up because now I'm probably gonna regret it.
Well, now I'm looking. I mean, if we're going on just what my like the words made me think, I said astral elf.
I mean, yeah, that'd be tight too.
I don't know anything about this individual. Astral elves have astral fire.
Nice.
You know, one of the following cantrips of your choice: dancing lights, light, or sacred flame. And then you've got Starlight Step. You can magically teleport up to 30 feet into an unoccupied space you can see. You can use this trait a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. And then you also have Astral Trance. You don't need to sleep, and magic can't put you to sleep. So it's elf, but just astral in front of
it. I'm going to read just the little subrace like blurb for the sea elf. Elusive and mysterious, even more so than most elves, the sea elves lurk in the depths and shallows of the world's waterways. Aquatic elves are often named for the specific bodies of water in which they dwell, such as lake elves, river elves, and shoal elves. Blah, 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 gets stuck in your mouth. While culturally and somewhat physically distinct, they are all varieties of sea elves.
Oh. I guess in that case, my little blurb says, long ago, groups of elves ventured from the Feywild to the astral plane to be closer to their gods. Life in the silver void has imbued their souls with a spark of divine light. That light manifests as starry gleam in an astral elf's eyes. Because nothing ages on the astral plane, astral elves who inhabit that plane can be very old, and their longevity gives them an unusual perspective on the passage of time, very Freeran coded.
Yeah.
Some are prone to melancholy, while others might display an absence of feeling, very Freeran coded.
Very Freeran coded.
Many look for creative ways to occupy themselves, whether they choose to live in quiet contemplation or strike out to explore the reaches of the multiverse. Astral elves tend to see things through the lens of time as having little or no meaning to them. Astral elves who don't dwell on the astral plane can live to be more than 750 years old.
When you said look for things to occupy their time, I was like, you mean like collecting a shit ton of books?
Yeah. I mean, it's just like, hey, these guys are old, so they're elves, but they don't care about
they're elves, but old.
So yeah, okay, I'll stick to it. That one is technically from Spelljammer.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
I'm just looking at
the sea elf thing. What's interesting to me here is that they're literally not mermaids. They have 2 legs. Yeah, they're elves. So like there's still like a flexibility there with like coming out of the water, going back into the water.
Sure.
Which is some of the issue with mermaids, which is how do we get mermaid out water without tank?
Sea elf, that's how.
I think. And you can have super cool, like, wait, can you? I think you can. Like, have, like, gill-like ears.
I mean, this is a fantasy game of pretend. You can do whatever you want.
You're right.
Okay, great. Good question. Back to it. Thrives. I have only 2, so...
then I will just do 2 as well.
Yeah. Don't come out the gate with your guns blazing if you don't want to.
Okay.
Do you want me to go first?
I can go first this time. Okay. It's fine. One of my thrives is that I got cast in a show. Yay! So this summer, I'm gonna be in a show. I'm very.
That's what that means. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in a community theater show. I haven't been a cast member in one in like almost 2 years. I think it's been 2 years. I've been very much on the production team, like side of the table and costuming and prop making and stuff. And I love it and enjoy it. But there was a show that came up that I really want to be a part of. So, yeah, I'm going to be in a show this summer in August, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, dog. It's great. Yeah. My first thrive is that I made it through the end of May.
Yeah, you did. Woo, 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 woo.
That last week is my least favorite week of the entire year. Because it's dance ending, it's Give to Lincoln Day for Pinewood, and it's Pinewood starting up, and I still have a full-time job on top of that. And it's, I don't know, I don't want to oversell it, but it is just like really, it's a shitty week. Of like stuff that's like generally positive, but it's just like,
but it's all stacked on top of each other, and you need to do it while balancing on one foot.
Right. And just like by the nature of how this works, and I don't know, I just like also get like shitty sleep that week, so that makes it worse. Yep. Like JD saw me yesterday at Joseph rehearsal, and he goes, "How's it going?" And I went, "Great, I'm doing fine."
And then I would say back, "How's it going?"
Well, and he went, "Oh," and Sam was standing right behind me. It's like he was like, "Katie's busy, but we're fine." That's just like, yeah,
she's fine. Right. Anyway, we're busy.
I'm not like quite out of the woods yet. I leave tomorrow for DC, which is foreshadowing to the next thing I'm about to say. But I am excited to be on the other side of at least that like week of nonsense. And I'm looking forward to having, instead of 3 simultaneously large things to look at, I'll have like 2. That is just like that reduction of 1 makes it much easier to handle.
Way closer to manageable.
Right. So it is Pinewood season, which is like, that is the other big project. So I'll have work and Pinewood. And Pinewood is such that it is a really short time frame. So I have to like work really hard in the next month and a half to make it be as successful as possible. So like there's still like a certain level of stress that goes with that like pressure cooker of a situation.
Right.
But I kept saying in my like work meetings, the first part of our meetings are always like, share some good news or like whatever. And my first thing was like, we're one day closer to the end of May. And that's my good news.
And that's that.
And like my coworkers would be like, oh, and I'm like, yeah, I hate this month. So anywho, moving on.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my first story. That's it.
Hold on, I can do this. Oh, yeah.
That was so fast.
That'll work. Yeah. So I regularly go to therapy. Sure, we've talked about that plenty of time on here.
Yes, we all should.
As it's great for anyone, even if you don't think anything's wrong, it's awesome to have a third party that's not related to you or romantically involved. Mm-hmm. Ding! That's my advertisement for therapy. Anywho, so at my appointment this week, I was talking with my therapist, and we were getting to the end of the appointment, and she was wrapping up and says, okay, well, over the next couple weeks, I just want you to like make an assessment, decide if you would like to go down to one appointment a month. Mm-hmm. And now for everyone listening, I go to bi-weekly appointments. When I first started therapy, I went every single week, and then I went down to twice a month. And so now she's saying, consider maybe just once a month, once a month, which is, it's just a really big positive thing. I love therapy. It's a nice like place to partly let out steam, but also just like work on myself and make sense of life, right? But to hear that from my therapist was a very positive and complimentary thing to get from her. So don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I really appreciate the sentiment coming from her.
Yeah, that's nice. That's good.
Yeah,
that's good. I also go to therapy by-ish weekly. I like usually just kick out my calendar 2 weeks when we go to schedule our appointment. Anyway, and I'm not working on anything like super specifically, but I don't know. I it's like a nice like
rotation.
Yeah, like flag to look at for 2 weeks.
Agreed.
Yeah,
agreed. That's why I told her like, okay, I'll think about it, but I appreciate like the goalpost that it kind of, not necessarily like, oh, I got to get to next session, but like it's a checkpoint kind of thing for me mentally of like, okay, I have some time to like kind of just, process some of this stuff that I'm going through. So I like the bi-weekly appointment structure, so I might keep it. But I mean, I'll take progress. Progress is progress, and I'm very proud of myself. So
that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
My last one is the one I foreshadowed, which is I leave for DC tomorrow. Which is like Thrive and also like
I just want to sweep.
So I got asked to be a part of this. The work that I do for my day job is very tied with Alzheimer's disease and dementia. And I lobbied locally, kind of surprisingly. This whole thing has been an accident. So I showed up to their advocacy day in February thinking, stupidly, in retrospect, thinking that it was going to be like a cute little networking cocktail hour where we all talked about why we think it's important to like advocate for Alzheimer's. Nope. It was a lobbying event. So we and this, I got this information. I figured out that that's what this was because I got an email from the like coordinator for the advocacy day that was like, here's the stuff that you need to read up on for Advocacy Day, like next week. And I open it up and it's like bills. It's like information on bills. And I went,
what?
Huh? And I immediately, it was after hours, I immediately texted my boss and I was like, I just forwarded you an email. I'm not sure that I'm the right person to be doing this. I don't think I am high enough up or experienced enough to be the one doing this. So like, will you look at my email and just like tell me what you think? I've already committed to doing this. So I guess I'm going, but like, I feel very not confident about it. And she is somebody that likes to work in the evenings. So she was already like looking at stuff. She's like, I'm looking at it. And she sent me back this email that was just like, you're fine. Here's some things that I think you should think about and just like go and see what it's like. And it's going to be chill. And I went, okay. And so I went, and I also, one of my friends works in the governor's office as a policy liaison. And so I texted her and was like, a surprise, I'm going to be at the Capitol tomorrow. And so she like showed up and like also texted me like some like, hey, these senators are just people. You don't have to like be freaked out by it. It's not that big of a deal. Anyway, so I get there. The public policy director, like, again, briefs us on the two bills that we were going to be lobbying about that day. We go up to the rotunda and we basically just stand there in our cool purple sashes. And the public policy director, like, as senators walk out of session, grab them and like put them in front of an advocate. And the advocate says, hi, this is who I am. I'm Caitie. I work for Be Well Memory and Infusion. We provide this sort of treatment for these sorts of patients. And here's why I think this bill is important. And I did that. And I was super off the cuff, did not know a lick of what I was doing. And afterward, the public policy director, who is around my age, maybe a little younger, was like, hey, do you want to go to DC in June? And I was like, what? And he was like, we have like a national advocacy day, basically, that you have kicked it out of the park. So if you could join us for that, it would actually be hugely appreciated. And I went, I'm gonna have to think about it. And Cicely was there at that point, and she was like, "Do it."
Of course, she was.
And so eventually, I like talked to my boss about it, and like, could I take this time to do this, all this kind of stuff. And so I'm doing it. I girl boss too hard, too close to the sun, and now I have to go to DC. So tomorrow, we leave Lincoln at probably like 9. I fly out at 11, and then I have a day of like programming, and then a day on Capitol Hill where I have 3 congressional meetings with each of our representatives from Nebraska, which they're all cool people. And then I fly back on Wednesday. So fun, and right in the middle of Pinewood season. So, I have to pack today. I just checked into my flight before we started.
Good job. Early.
I bought, because I'm flying Southwest, and they do the dumb thing where you don't get assigned seats. You have to get a special boarding group. I hate that, first of all. I bought, because I hated it so much when we flew to Austin, I bought the early bird package where it just like assigns you a boarding group 36 hours before the flight. You still have to manually check in, but you are assigned a boarding group. So I'm like A47, whereas when I checked in for Austin, I was like B52. So I'm really excited and not at all worried about that. I'm actually going to ask, this is real time, I'm going to ask Soren for some advice.
Okay.
So we were told in one of our training sessions for this that there was going to be a lot of street closures because it's Pride and like there are a lot of parades going on. So they said it's probably best if you don't take rideshare from the airport to your hotel. You should take the metro. We've had this conversation about Chicago before. I don't mind taking public transportation. In fact, sometimes that feels better to me because I'm very in control of where I'm going.
Yeah.
I had a preparation dinner with my Nebraska friends, the people from Nebraska who were going. Yeah. And we realized that 3 of us were on the same flight out. So there are 2 other people from this organization that are flying out on my flight at 11 o'clock Southwest. And so one of them is the executive director of the Alzheimer's Association Nebraska chapter. Okay. And I said, she goes, so we can all get an Uber together. And I said, oh, actually, they had mentioned that they recommend we don't take ride shares because of the street closures, that it would just be difficult to get to where we're going.
Because it's June.
And she goes, oh, okay. And then Alex, who is the Nebraska public policy director, said, and he's been to DC several times, as one does when you're in public policy. He was like, actually, I wouldn't recommend that. The metro from the airport is just kind of hard. And with luggage, it's a problem. Okay. I understand where he's coming from, but we were literally told, we were given very explicit direction that from the airport, they recommend we take the metro, not rideshare, because of the street closures. Yeah. And we're all staying in hotels generally around the same area that all of this stuff is going on. So I have to assume that they understand that one of the roads that we would need to get to our hotels will be closed because of the Pride stuff.
Yes.
So I texted Cicely and I said, I am understanding, I'm getting 2 conflicting messages as somebody who lived in DC for many years. Mm-hmm. Which do you think is the correct message?
Yeah.
And she goes, there's literally nothing wrong with the metro. You should take the metro. And I said, that's what I thought. And the DC metro is maybe the easiest metro to navigate. It's very simple and it's not very big. It's pretty small. It's really easy to navigate. And I was like, how do I politely, because one guy is flying out earlier than us. He's going to wait at the airport so that we can all then travel together, which I was not anticipating. I thought I would be basically flying by myself, getting to my hotel by myself, and then meeting up with them later.
Yeah.
So now I have all of these co-travelers. How do I politely say,
hey,
fuck you guys, I'm taking the metro?
I think I would lead with your Sicily anecdote.
Uh-huh.
I think that garners some credibility because Sicily literally lived there and has traveled there so many times. Who knows? Maybe this guy has too, and it's just a personal preference thing.
Right.
But I would say, hey, I trust my friend. She recommends this. Also, I would gain even more credibility by referring back to who is it that recommended taking the metro over rideshare?
The headquarters of the Alzheimer's Association.
Okay, so I would say the headquarters that is in DC.
I think so. They just were the ones that conducted the trainings that we were supposed to be a part of.
But their literal recommendation,
right,
is for us to take the metro. So I've already got a vote in that bucket. And then one of my very close friends who lived there also highly recommends it. Right. And do I live in this town? No, but I'm going to trust the recommendation I got, and I'm going to trust my friend.
So this is how my brain works.
Yeah.
Scenario.
Yeah.
I take the time at the gate before we depart to basically make my case. Hey guys, I know Alex said that he recommended the rideshare. The training recommended metro. And then I talked to one of my friends who lived in DC for a long time. She recommended the metro. So I'm thinking I'm going to take the metro.
Mm-hmm.
If they say, okay, and then we land, pretend that conversation's over. We land, we get to DC, we're in the Ronald Reagan Airport. And they say, the metro makes me nervous. Some of them have never been to DC before. The metro makes me nervous. I'd rather just take an Uber. How rude is it for me to be all right, see ya later, losers, and I take the metro?
Well, I think I think it's easier to talk about it conceptually than real time.
Yeah.
Because when you're in a group of people, it's so normal to try to just placate and go with the flow and just not, quote unquote, like be a problem.
Right.
But I think you are a strong enough willed person to say, okay, like, absolutely, I'll meet you all up there.
Right.
I'm going to go ahead and stick with this method. I mean, you could use a silly excuse. You could say, I really like the train.
Yeah. I don't know. It's been a while and I like the metro.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's been a while and I don't know. It sounds like more fun to me than being in the back of someone's car.
And the thing is when I was talking to Cicely about it, she was like, number one, like, I don't think you need the bonding. Like she knows me well enough to know that, like, that's not really my vibe. And then also she was like, you'll beat them there. You'll get there before they do. And I was like, and I'm also like, so the Alzheimer's Association had a block, like a hotel block. And then there was like a secondary hotel block. And there was some miscommunication about how this all worked. So I ended up getting in kind of late. I missed the primary hotel block and the secondary hotel block. So I'm at a different hotel. I'm at their third hotel block down, around the corner.
Yeah.
So I'm not even at the same hotel as them.
Yeah.
So I might also be able to use that as an angle. Be like, I'm not even at the same hotel. So I'm
at
just
a different hotel.
The metro stop is actually closer to my hotel. I don't know that that's true. The metro stop is actually closer to my hotel than y'all are. So I'm just going to go ahead and take the metro. I'm going to check a bag. Like, I'm going to have one big check bag in my backpack. I don't know. I just like when he said that, I wanted to come here because and I told Cicely, I was like, I would rather, how did I phrase it? I really liked my phrasing, so I have to tell you. I would rather intelligently travel alone than stupidly travel with a group.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I was honestly, it's been a minute since the last time I flew alone was when I was meeting my dad in Disney World for my 25th. And that was my first time traveling alone. And I was a little nervous about it, but it was actually so liberating to like, not have to like, well, okay, what do you want to do? You know, like that kind of a thing. So I was really looking forward to just kind of like managing myself.
I mean, and you even, I realized that we are close friends and we've traveled enough together that we kind of understand each other's rhythms. But you even did a good job of that when we went to Chicago recently. Like, you were like, hey, I have these plans with a friend who, you know, but is not like your close friend. So I'm going to go do that. And we were like, all right, yeah, we'll keep ourselves busy till you get back.
And like this would maybe be even a little bit different if we had a layover. It's a direct flight that we're taking from Omaha to DC, where I would like especially wish I were traveling alone so that when we got to our connecting airport, I could just like go do whatever I'm gonna do, and they you know.
To echo Emily, Cicely's sentiment, you don't need the bonding time.
I don't. And we're gonna have that night. We go to like a dinner, like a special Nebraska chapter dinner. Like, I'm gonna spend enough time with you in the next couple days. I don't feel the need to be in the car with you for 40 minutes while this driver navigates road closures. I'm gonna pop my earbuds in and take the metro with all the other political and legislative individuals who live in DC and live in DC and take the metro all the time. And I'm going to get to my hotel faster and I'm going to be like, it's going to be fine. So I'm trying to navigate that emotionally right now of like how I'm going to politely be like, I am sure that's true, but I'm going to go ahead and take the metro.
I mean, it is so hard. Like, as a person who I don't know, like I try to say like, oh, I'm not very opinionated. I have opinions on how I would like things to go and how I'd like things to be done, but I often just like go with whatever the most loud person says because I don't want to be a bother, but at the same time, like, I have opinions and I don't want to do what you're doing.
Well, and Alex also like has like a spreadsheet of some of our flights and flight informations and identified that me and one of the other advocates were going to be flying out at similar times on Wednesday. And he was like, oh, so you guys can share an Uber to the airport. And like, I didn't say anything at this dinner because it's just like a nice thing that they're doing to bring us all together. But what I thought in my brain was, no, I don't want to share an Uber with anyone. I'm going to take the fucking metro. Like there's a direct line. You take the yellow line from Ronald Reagan International Airport to its last stop.
And like, in addition to that, if I was sitting at that dinner and someone said, oh, so you can do this, I would be like,
you didn't ask, first of all.
Wrong. First of all, I don't know you. Second of all, third of all, you don't tell me what to do.
Right. I want to be in control of myself this week. I don't want to you did not, if the Alzheimer's Association had coordinated our flights, booked our flights, I would be much more willing to just like do what the Alzheimer's Association representatives ask me to do. So, you know, if Alex says, hey, these are when your flights are, when you get off the flight, you're going to take an Uber and then that'll get you to the hotel. But no, I had to reserve my own flights and I had to reserve my own hotel bookings and all that kind of stuff. So in that case, I am in control of my own travel that day.
Schedule.
And if we happen to be on the same flight, that's cool and serendipitous, and I am happy to like that we have some buddies to be like, oh good, you made it, like that kind of a thing. But like that does not make us travel buddies for the day, you know? Like I did not choose to travel with you. Like that was not the idea. Yep. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to the flight. I'm looking forward to like being in DC for a little bit. It's been a minute since I've been there and it's a cool place. But I am not looking forward to navigating travel companions that I did not ask for. And one of them is definitely younger than me, but she's working on her like PhD. She must be very intelligent, but she's never been to DC before. And so like there was a time when I was saying to Alex, I was like, I was looking at her schedule. I was hoping to try to get to the Smithsonian at some point because I fucking love museums and I want to go. And like, if you're in DC,
why not?
The Smithsonians are free. Like, why would we not be going to them? And I was like, but our schedules are so packed. And he was like, you didn't hear this from me, but if you need to sneak out during one of our sessions on Monday, like you could probably find some time. And I was like, noted. And the girl next to me was like, oh, I've never been to DC and I'd be interested, but I don't know. And like, how do I get there? And I was like, well, the metro, really easy to use. And she was just like, oh, but I might get lost. And I'm like, no.
Do you ever use a map?
Do you have a smartphone? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, then it actually has all the like public transportation like on there. So you can just pull up, like, say you want to go to a Smithsonian. I'm not saying that's what you want to do, but if you wanted to do that, you could put that in and it would give you the exact directions of how to get there via the metro. Yeah. It's really, really simple to use. And she was just like, oh, okay. And I'm just like, I'm not trying to pull the like, I'm more cultured than you, but it's just like I understand the apprehension. I would be more understanding of the apprehension if we were like in a foreign country or something where like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to like comprehend the stops or like people are going to be speaking a different language. I'm not going to be able to understand what they're saying to me, but we're in the nation's capital. Where people literally fly in and out of daily for things for things like this. Yeah. It is not, it's foreign to us, but it is not so foreign as to you're getting your PhD, babe. You're going to be fine. Like, just like, I don't understand. It's hard for me to grasp the like hesitance from that perspective. It is difficult for me to understand. Anyway, we've tangented long enough on that.
That's it for us this week. Thanks for spending time with us today, and thanks to Noah Trumbull for the use of our theme song. There's a link to his Instagram in the episode description below, so be sure to give him a follow and stay up to date on his band and music.
And if you are enjoying the show, there's a few things that we would appreciate if you would take some time to do, which is leaving us a review or like a comment or something like that, letting other people and us know what you liked about this particular show. It helps other people find us. Also, you could follow us wherever you get your podcasts, either on YouTube, you could hit that subscribe bell notification, whatever, on your podcatchers. You usually can also follow the show so that you get the new episodes when they release. Both of those two things would be great. And then lastly, you can follow us on Facebook or Instagram, where we also talk about when shows drop and all that good stuff.
We also want to hear from you. So if something came up in today's conversation that made you think, or if you have a topic you want to hear from us next, or even if you just want to say hi, go ahead and send us an email at chromaroses@gmail.com. That's CHROMAROSES@gmail. All lowercase, and we can't wait to hear from you.
This has been Chromatic Roses. I'm Caitie.
And I'm Soren. Mommy those hobbies.
Okay, love you. Bye.